Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just That I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did stuff. We did more side quests. And today we're gonna go and do even more side quests, because, yeah, it's gonna be like this for a while. If Bot hadn't stopped his men, I wouldn't be standing here before you. It was hard but fair, and now these resistance fighters have taken over the place. Sure, they're in front of you now, but just you wait. I never did anything wrong, but the Guardians would always hit me. Mr. Bot was different though. He was always there to cheer me up and he'd play with me sometimes. You think these new people will play with me too? Ah, I'm glad you've come. My sister was quite upset with me before, and rightfully so. Promised her I won't run off alone and put myself in danger, which is why I need your help. I mean to slay a group of Kongamato, nesting nearby. But not merely for training, no, this is for the good of all of Alagiri. They've begun breeding, laying eggs in a watering hole north of here. If they continue, they'll ruin one of the few sources of water we have. Come, we must put an end to them. Okay, before we go and do that, let me go and continue the quest in here. Diligent youth. I think it's fair to say we all owe Bot a great debt. I'll tell you more, but as you can see, I'm a little busy. I want to go talking to Chidalani. Ah, the adventurer from before. Lynn, was it? You wish to know more about Bot? I would love to tell you all about him, but first I must ask a favor. The village has been plagued by spitting spinners as of late. Took a look around and discovered they've built a nest close by. Considered petitioning the soldiers for aid, but you seem more than capable for the job. Or of the job, whatever, it's the same. Help me get rid of the nest and I'll tell you everything you want to know. Agreed? Excellent, let's get going then. I'll lead the way. It was a good idea for me to do that, because now I need to leave the village anyway. Zabada beep bat bada doop badap. Well, I'm a skip man. There you are, and this is just ahead. Time to perish, you little spider buggers. Of course there's more. I was thinking about that one. More? Thank you ever so much. I can't tell you how many we've nearly lost trying to do away with those horrible things. Sadly, this isn't the first time they've caused us trouble. When the Guardians first took Alagiri, these ants were rife with spinners for a time. Though we begged for help, our pleas fell on deaf ears. Our village is meant to be a trading hub, so you'd think they would protect such a place, but no. They would come only to get deep in their cups or take out their frustrations on whoever happened to be present at the time. We weren't suffering at the hands of drunken soldiers. We were fending for our lives against all manner of beasts with whatever makeshift weapons we could find. There was nothing we could do but endure their mocking laughter as we struggled to survive. Bot changed all that. After he came and assumed command, he immediately put an end to our misery. The difference in our treatment was like night and day. He gave us our lives back, which is more than I can say for what the Allied forces are like to do for us. Bot is a good man, and I hope in time you'll come to see him as we do. Not all Guardians are evil. I don't think he's a pure-blooded Guardian, though. Kill. May as well go all out. There we go. That's twice now you've saved me. Took everything I had to save it in one. At least now the watering hole is safe. I'll just return to Alagiri. You're amazing back there. Remind me of all those stories about my aunt. Shame not all of the Jade tribe thinks so highly of her. They say she abandoned her home in a tribe, but I don't believe she would do such a thing. Not if there was another way. I know she would have stayed if there was. She would have fought and protected us all. One day I'll be strong enough to do what she couldn't. My loved ones will never need to fear the Guardians or anyone else ever again. My sister can yell at me until she's blue in the face, but I refuse to give up. That said, I'm like to stumble a few times along the way. Hope I can look to you for help if I need it. Did you find her? So she's involved you in more trouble, Ashy. Well, can't get mad at her for protecting the watering hole. I keep forgetting my little sister isn't quite so little anymore. Seems a knack for fighting runs in the family. Speaking of which, curiosity got the better of me, and I asked a few of the soldiers if they knew aught of my aunt. They say a woman matching her description works closely with a man named Arnvald. I had to send her a letter, asking her to come bid her sister a final farewell. My sister finds out, she's like to run off in search of her. I hope she doesn't, but can't stop her from living her own life. Should the day come, I'll just have to... Sorry about that. Don't let me keep you with these sob stories. I'm sure my sister will be fine. That's interesting. I know which character they're talking about. No matter who I talked to, there was too much beating around the bush to get any clear answers. Did they tell you anything useful? They said all of that? Well, I'm no saint. I was just tired of seeing my men beat them bloody all the time. I'd seen enough of it before coming here. It's amazing how treatment of the Empire's subjects can vary from place to place. There are territories where life is unchanged by the Guardian's presence, and yet there are those whose denizens would welcome death with open arms. The only escape from either is to join their armies. If you manage to survive 20 years of service, you and your family can earn citizenship. A chance to have a good life. Needless to say, I jumped at the opportunity. I fought and I fought until before I knew it, I was an Imperial Centurion. And it was too late. Shortly after my promotion, I received word of my family's death, snatched away by some widespread illness. The suffering of these people only served to remind me of my loss, so I put an end to it. Simple as that. Yet still they thank me, for I've killed so many. I'll never understand such nonsense. At least now we know for certain the reason for their adoration. Now we just have to convince them I'm not worth protecting. I need a good lie if we're going to change their opinions of me. I've caught it. A holy man here in Alagiri was slain shortly after my arrival. Just before I took command. It was the former Imperial commander who killed him, but you can tell people it was me. Take my ring as proof. Say it was a keepsake of his, and that I pried it from his cold, dead hands. To be so blinded with hate, execution will seem too good a punishment for me. Then again, if people see through the lie, it wouldn't do well for your reputation to be speaking so poorly of me. Maybe we should start with just one person and gauge their reaction before such a rumor melt to spitting. Try speaking with Juliana. Gidialani, and see if it gets her blood boiling. What's this about Bot? A keepsake from Bot's family that he may remember what he's fighting for. How awful! The people of Alagiri will be furious to hear this. Why, they might even consider handing him over to the Allied forces, which is exactly what he wants, isn't it? I haven't known you long, but I know an honourable woman when I see one. I refuse to believe he would try to smear his reputation and turn us against him. I can imagine he might try that. When you return to Bot, you can tell him what I've told him countless times before. No matter what horrible deeds he may have done in the past, no one is beyond forgiveness. Travelers come and go from Alagiri quite often. But should they wish to stay, who they were before coming here... Wait, yes, I'm telling it properly. Doesn't matter. We have no interest in the man Bot used to be, only the man he is now. Even if he was a murderer in the past, he's been nothing but kind to us since arriving here. The man we know has a gentle soul, and that is why we protect him. Marry that woman, Bot. How'd you take the news? She was absolutely livid, wasn't she? Tell me everything. You only care about the man I am now? What sort of man I'm supposed to be? My family is dead. I can't return to the Guardians, but that's not your concern. It seems it'll take more than a nasty rumor to sway their opinions of me. I'll have to think of something soon, though. It's only a matter of time before the Alliance decides it's done waiting. Could you try speaking with Giuliani once more? Not to spread more falsehoods, but about persuading the townsfolk to let me turn myself in peacefully. Hopefully inspiration will strike by the time you return. Let me guess, Bot sent you again, didn't he? He can conjure up whatever lies he wants, but he cannot change our minds, though I suppose I can understand his worry. I'm loath to admit it, but entreating the Alliance could resolve all this, could also make things much worse. If only there was someone among them who knew what a kind and caring man Bot is. Perhaps we could convince them to show him mercy. Bot has been speaking with Brazenbrook in private about his surrender. Does this mean the Allied forces will soon come for him? Let's go and speak with him while there's still time. Oh, you brought company. What can I do for the two of you? An appeal on Bot's behalf? I'm not sure I follow. Please, Brazenbrook, is there nothing you can do to have him pardoned? Or, better yet, take me in his stead. Say I am his accomplice, and I will tell your superiors anything they wish to hear. Whoa, calm down, miss. No one wants to help him more than I do. That said, he is still a soldier of the Guardian Empire, an Imperial Centurion at that. As a member of the Resistance, I have a duty to take him into custody. You can't. The people of Alagir will not stand for his execution. What? Who said anything about an execution? But the Guardians told us you kill all the soldiers you capture. For goodness sakes, we're not savages. We're in the middle of assessing the document and supplies they left behind, and his testimony as to what we found is sorely needed. Everyone's made it quite clear how his presence has improved living conditions here, so I suspect my superiors will be fairly lenient. That's not to say he won't face punishment, mind you, but he's got to come in for questioning. I see. After so many years under their rule, the Guardians had convinced us you were no better, if not worse than they were. On behalf of all the people of Alagir, I offer you our sincerest apologies. Thank you for clearing up this terrible misunderstanding. Bot will no doubt be relieved to hear of this. Let's go and share the good news. Look at this crab. Since Bart left us a note. Dear Lynn, the time has come to bid you my final farewell. Try as I might to focus on the present, the past still haunts me. My family calls. If you can find it within you to grant me one last favour, I bid you deliver my head to the Allied forces. Having close instructions to this end. No, he can't. Lynn, we have to stop him. We can't let him go through with this, Lynn. Looks like he's headed northwest towards the fringes. Pray we're not too late. What do you think you're doing, Bot? What were you expecting? Think, Bot, think! Let's go into this. You are under attack. Suppose this is where I'm supposed to thank you for saving my life. But Lynn, thank goodness you're both unharmed. Why the hell did you bring her here? Cowards, a lot of them. They waste a chance to make an example of me. This is all your fault. All our fault, sorry. This is all your fault. This is all our fault. If you hadn't shown such aggression to the Allied forces, they would have likely made their intentions clear ages ago. I didn't apologize. If I hadn't known they would kill me, I would have merely sought another way to death's door. But why? You have so much to live for. I have nothing. What is a man without his family? A soldier without his men? Stained my hands with the blood of so many innocents. And for what? You still have Alighieri. It would have been all too easy to stand by and watch as the soldiers taunted and tormented us, yet you chose to show us mercy. Well, that was... After all the good you have done here, are we not worth living for? Am I not worth living for? I know I can never replace your family. I would never try, but I'd like to try and make you happy if you let me. Oh my. What? Has this obsession with loss truly made you so blind? People of Alighieri care about you. None more so than me. You brought light and hope back into our lives, and I would return that kindness 100-fold if I can. Wow. Yes, by all means, let's get married, settle down here in the village, and fill our cottage with the pitter-patter of little feet. Marriage? I didn't mean to... That's not the same I posted. Oh dear, this is all so sudden. Oh, this guy is just... Wow. I mean, yeah. Like I said, wife that woman. Before you let your imagination run wild, there's still the matter of my surrender to the Allied forces. I'm going to need your help in ensuring that the others... in assuring the others that I won't be put to death. Yes, of course. Suppose this is it. I know not what they have in store for me, but I would at last atone for my crimes. When they release me, well, it seems I have something worth waiting for. Thank you for everything. Wow, that's really nice. Living the dream, buddy. I mean, aside from the fact that you have been tortured most of your life. Well, you know, it's neither here nor there. A trauma bonding, it works. There she is, the hero of the hour. Don't know how you did it, but Gidialani, yes, returned just now with bod in tow. Says he's ready to turn himself in. What's more, public reaction to his surrender has been surprisingly calm. The last thing we need is to be fending off the people we came here to save. If you hadn't shown up when you did, I'm sure they'd be chasing us out of here with pitchfork and torches by now. To make sure they don't, we'll all be taking a leaf out of Bod's book and building better relations with the townsfolk. It'll take some work, to be sure, but we'll get this place back to the way it used to be. That was such a nice quest. Very nice, very good. I mean, I really like romance too, so you know. Throw in any romanticism in any quest, and I'll be like, yeah, this is good soup. In love with the thing you cannot obtain. More like you have failed to obtain on multiple occasions. Anyway, moving on. You've the look of a woman who travels. I, a woman not afraid to do a bit of walking. Might be you could help me with something. I was to make a delivery of provisions to Alighieri, but it's taken me so long to get everything ready. I'm afraid I'll never get there by the agreed upon time. The only way I'd even have a chance at this point is to pass through the scabbard. That's assuming, of course, I don't break my legs climbing down the cliffside. But look of you, I'm betting you can do it without breaking a sweat. If you'd be willing to help, pick up that vase there and carry it down to Alighieri. Transport the earthen... Really? Fuck. Alright, so that's it. Okay. Oh, you're one of them adventuring folk. If you're looking for work, you came at the right time. See any bugs around? Big ones? We've an infestation of Wamarung campi, and the damn things reproduce faster than rabbits in heat. Think you could take care of them? They're usually hiding in the brambles. Excuse me, miss. I heard your adventurers are really brave and strong. Do you think you can help me? I want to get Ma something special, but I can't do it myself. North of the village are these huge birds called griffins, and their meat's supposed to be some of the best around. If you could bring back even just a little, I'm sure it would make Ma awful happy to have it. Excuse me, miss. Might lending me a hand with something? A friend of mine, Beretha's, yes. Beretha's her name. She seems troubled these days. She's a sweet woman, and I'd like to help her, but she won't talk to anyone. She's always been fond of travelers passing through, so I figured she might open up a bit to you. That's all of the quests. Look at these bugs. Kamehameha! You're an adventurer, lass. Rob Bonn came here with, aren't you? Well, I'll be. What can I do for you? Sucker's worried about me, is he? It's kind of him, but my troubles are nothing he can help with. Might be a stubborn young lass like yourself could. Yeah. I've been to find my son, fine young lad, going on 20 now. The Guardians who came through here conscripted all our young men, but by the grace of Rolger, he gave him the slip. Trouble is, though, my boy never came home. The Guardians have long since fled these parts, so I'm hoping he'll come back. I'd go and search for him myself, but I've never left Cold Hearth before. Not like to get too far on my own. Might you be willing to take a look around for me? Bless you, child. I can't imagine where he ran off to, but there's a good chance he passed through Radiata to the north. This is only what I've heard from the merchants who come through, mind you. But there's Guardian outbursts all over. If he was looking for a place to lay low before moving on, it'd have to be there. His name's Erard, by the way. He's got blonde hair and got an old scar across one cheek. You know when you see him. Thick bramble. Damn boy, he's thick. Tornado kick. Boom. I got them all, bless you, miss. Maybe now we can finally start growing something on this barren lump of land. Torn enough as it is here in the mountains, cold winds blowing all year round, killing anything what dares sprout out of the earth. Add in those bloody bugs and you got a recipe for disaster. Not like we have many left to till the land anyway. With the Guardian snatching up anyone before fit to lift a hoe or dig a hole, soon we'll have no one left. Don't you worry, none lass, though lass. If these mountains couldn't do us in all these years, I reckon nothing will. Right, and now we're gonna go and grab this earthenware vase and fucking run all the way over to Alagiri. Off we go. Okay, 2 minutes to run all the way over there. Boom, da, ba, ba, boom, boo, da, ba, boo, da, ba, boom, boo, da, ba, da, boo, ba. Is it like if I take damage, is that going to make me... Nah, whatever. I guess we will find out whether or not me taking damage will make me drop the grate. Or drop the pot. Oh, pot. I am a walking pot. I am the weed. I mean, who knows what's in this freaking pot? All I know is that my time is getting shorter, and it scares me a little bit. Okay, taking damage doesn't make me drop it. It's only when you get attacked. And I'm high enough level to the point that the enemies don't attack me, so... Wahey! Have yourself a pot. Working supplies. Thank you, miss, for coming all this way. Tell me you can expect payment to be delivered in the next few days, as promised. Right. These are the annoying kind of towns where there's no aetheryte near it. So if they expect me to go really far out of my way, then I have to always fly back. I mean, at least I have flying, if anything. Would be a lot worse if I didn't have flying. Erard, sorry, miss, can't say I know anyone by that name. Erard, certain Godfrey I was mentioned before. You might have better luck speaking with him. Erard. Where have I heard that name before? Yes, of course, wait. No, I can't say I know an Erard. Erard, sure, I know him. Been a long time since he's been around here, though. He showed up about 2 years ago, escaping from the Guardians. Couldn't stand the thought of them dragging him away like they did my son, so I helped him keep. Helped keep him out of sight. Thinking back on it now, that was quite the gamble. Of course, it wouldn't have only been a matter of time before they caught on, but of course it would have only been a matter of time before they caught on. There we go. I had a friend of mine, Stark Woad, help him make his escape. She snuck him out with a shipment of provisions, if memory serves. She made a stop at Specula Imperators, but I don't know where they went after that. Not sure if that helps you any, but I'm afraid that's all I know. Best of luck to you. Here comes the giant fist! Monk is fun. I like Monk. I'm first gonna go and clear all the stuff around here before I go and deal with this. Maybe I should go and get this sightseeing point, I guess. Why not? Slash for lookouts. Good old Coldhearth. My, that was fast. Did you see any griffins? This nutrient-rich meat of the true griffin is considered a delicacy in the Gerbanian region. Wow, I didn't think you would bring back so much. Your adventures are really something else. Have you ever had any before? My master's this meat's supposed to be filled with all sorts of nutrients. Griffins are too dangerous to hunt, though, so we never get to eat any. My sis will be so happy. Shame Pie isn't here to try it. You have to go away and work. He used to send me letters every day, but lately it's just been nothing. I'm sure it's okay. He's really strong, just like you. When he comes back, we'll go hunting and have griffin meat all the time. Back already? Did you find out anything about my boy? Is he safe? Passed to the Guardian outpost to the north, so he'd escaped then. It's my heart good to know he's out of harm's way. Do miss him. I'm sure you're tired of me badgering you with favors, but it would mean the world to me if you could keep looking for my boy Erard. If he passed through that Guardian outpost to the north, then he'd have to stop at Alagiri to rest and gather supplies. I know it's far, but please go and see if there's any sign of him. You made it, thank the gods. Back in the day I could have climbed up and down that mountain with one leg if I wanted. I was a soldier, you see, so I had to stay in top physical condition. But war can be cruel. After a few nasty injuries, it was a wonder I made it back here at all. I was thinking about my time in service, so it reminded me the soldiers now will be needing my medicine, any medicine they can get their hands on. We don't have much, but with everyone pitching in, we can usually sell enough to get by. Just enough for warm clothes and food to fill our bellies. It's a simple life, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. So much Stormblood music. So much raiding. Erard. A few bells ago, a pair of customers mentioned him. Can't say what else they had talked about though. It's not my place to pry. Come to think of it, the soldiers who stopped by my shop mentioned someone who came from Cold Hearth. Could be they know the man you're looking for. Howard, can't say no. Truth be told, if you were talking 2 years ago, Algieri isn't a place you'd want to be. Ah, Linda there, hardly recognize you. So what do we owe the honor of your presence? Yes, one of my subordinates is from Cold Hearth. I would introduce you to him, but I'm afraid he was dispatched not long ago to destroy Magitech drones sighted near Spectral Empire Taurus. In fact, I imagine he should be arriving there very soon. I feel like I know the name Erard. I think I know this NPC. I'll have to see what it looks like. The ship is really cool. It's a nice little landmark. Not little. It's a nice landmark. Nice and big. Nice cock. Whatever business. What in the heck? What in the Randy Savage? Whatever business you have, we'll have to wait. Sir, you must be clear to Magitech drones post haste. Could be upon us any moment. I'm sorry, but I must ask you to vacate the area, or perhaps if you're willing to assist me. Have a look at my map, it's our present location. I'd like you to survey these 3 areas and dispense with any drones you encounter. We can speak after you've returned. Or maybe even Hulk Hogan more like? Actually more Hulk Hogan, yeah. I don't really know. It's kind of funny, I used to watch some wrestling, but a lot of it, like, except for the years that I was watching, a lot of the other stuff, I don't know. Doesn't interest me enough either, honestly. Malfunctioning drones. Level 16, nice. No sign of Guardian drones. Of course I missed one. It's perfectly out of range of each other. You returned. An area scratch. Excellent work. Now then, what is it you wish to speak to me about? Cold Hearth, yes, that is my home, but I'm afraid I don't know this Error fellow. So you left 2 years ago? No, I was forced to leave long before that. 5 years ago the Guardians came and conscripted any able-bodied men they could find. I was one of the unlucky few to be sent to Doma, or so I thought. People of Doma attempted to revolt, and in the ensuing chaos my unit was all but wiped out. I was the only survivor. I thought it better to brave the unknown than return to the Imperials in defeat, so I made my escape. What followed was a perilous venture with no promise of tomorrow. Yet somehow I managed my way to Oldar, where I enlisted in the Immortal Flames. I'm honestly surprised Cold Hearth was still there after all this time. Population dwindling as it was, I was certain the Guardians had robbed the place of all its prospective soldiers and put the rest to the sword. But enough of my ramblings. Fortunately I don't know the man you were looking for. But if it was seeking safety, he likely found it with the resistance. whether they meant to fight or flee. Beyond Belzer's wall, their help would be indispensable. I'm sure they will have answers for you. If you plan on speaking with someone from the Resistance, might I suggest seeking out Guntmore. You'll be hard-pressed to find a man who knows more of the peaks than him. We should be back at our camp, due west of here. My fucking god, what in heck is this? What is this questline? Enlightenment. Edward, why yes, he's a member of the Resistance. Good lad. Can't say I heard any complaints about him. As soon as it was dispatched to Valamigo not long ago. If you hurry, you may be able to catch him near Castamabania. Bruh. Why? Actually, it would be a better idea to just go to Porta Praetoria and just go back at this point. I've got nice loading times, so... Oh, Linda there of the Science. Helmet, what brings you to the peaks? You're looking for Erard. Have his mother, you say? I see, well, he's... how should I put this? Slash... Doubt! The boots... That. No, right, I'll tell you. Erard is, or rather was, a member of my unit. He was reassigned in light of an opportunity for him to assist in gathering Guardian intelligence. As it turns out, he bears a striking resemblance to the son of one of our own Guardian contacts, an Alamegan merchant who bribed his way into citizenship. He agreed to allow Erard to stand in for his son, that he could infiltrate their military. Price was steep, steeper still to have him placed among the most renowned unit of Alamegans in service to the Imperials, the Skulls. He supplied us with indispensable insight into the inner working of their military, all the while maintaining his turncoat facade. He's even gone so far as to take arms against his Eors and comrades. However, after a recent clash with the Skulls, he's ceased all contact with us. To be frank, we fear the worst. In the event anything should happen to him, we prepared a final letter to be delivered to his mother. Having come this far on her behalf, I think it only appropriate you be the one to deliver it. More like you just don't want to deliver that news to the mother, yeah? Tell his mother he died fighting for the freedom of Alamigo, that his selfless sacrifice will be forever honored by soldiers and civilians alike. I have only one question, I'm just going to turn it in, so may as well get more. Do you know what a catoblepas is? You don't see them around much these days, but I spotted one that's straight from its herd. The eye of such a creature is said to possess baneful powers. I want it. I need it. Now, I'm just a delicate lass, but I'll wager you'd have no trouble popping it free from a wandering monster skull. Here, I have it all planned out. Bait this pot over to the west with these vegetables and wait for the catoblepas. Catoblepas? Sure, whatever. To toddle over and take a nibble. Then fling this paralytic powder in its face. That should slow it down enough to let you strike a clean killing blow. Don't want any harm to come to that precious eye, right? Right then, I'll be waiting. Are you with the Eortan Alliance? We're grateful for all you've done to free Radiata from the grip of the Imperials. We had to bow down to the Empire and do their army's grunt work just to survive each day. But now that they're gone, we're stuck looking for new ways to make a living. That's where you can help. If you're willing, all I need is for you to gather some scales from a purple morpho. Here, take a syrup, drip it on the ground at this spot on your map, and the sun should attract one of those fluttering beauties. I can use the scales to set up a new business, you see, but even one damned morpho is too much for me to handle. Almost lost an eye the last time I tried. Listen, can you help me look for a mate of mine? I ventured as far as I dared, but there's been no sign of him. He just decided to set out one day for the Arms of Mead. Aye, that's the name of a temple to the west of Alagiri. The path to get up there collapsed ages ago, but the stubborn bastard said he was going to climb over the rocks anyway. Can't help but feel that something bad has happened. If you have any way of reaching the temple, I'd appreciate knowing what's become of him. Be it good news or no. You're with the Alliance army, aren't you? A soldier? I'd be ever so grateful if you could pick some special flowers for me. Lost a dear friend during the fighting with the Empire, and I wish to place a bouquet in her memory. It's just that the fields where these flowers grow were roamed by creatures which, not to put too fine a point on it, would pull my pretty little head off. If you're willing to brave these monstrosities, I ask that you seek out the blooms known as Roger's Gold and bring back 2 or so handfuls. Try looking along the thirstless path far to the north of Speculating Territories. Right. Yet again, it is sending me fucking everywhere. It is sending me everywhere. And then I need to go back to a town that does not have an Aetheryte. At least it has 2 very distinct Aetherytes. This is, at least it's not as bad as Western Curses and Central Curses. Oh my, you're back. You were gone for so long. Did you find anything? Letter penned by Erard to be delivered to his mother in the event of his untimely death. Letter from Erard. Does this mean he'll be coming home soon? Oh, Erard. I suspect something that happened, but they don't want to believe it. My boy was always so kind, so fierce. He was the sort of man who would want to die fighting with his head held high. I'm sure that's what happened. At least now I know he's oh, excuse me, I need a moment. You did it! Sorry about before. Deep down I always knew something had happened. But I didn't want to believe it. Whatever he had to say must have been terribly important. I'm sorry, I thought I was ready, but I can't. Would you mind taking a look at it first? If I start tearing up again, I'll never make it to the bottom of the page. Dear Mother, if you're reading this letter, then I'm very sorry, but I won't be returning home. Please don't be mad. And don't be sad, just know that I did what I had to for the sake of Alamika. I hope to deliver this to you in person, but I have a gift waiting for you in Alagiri in the care of Jadiyalani. Go to her and tell her it is time to rekindle the flames of hope. She will know what to do. Pray this brings you the same happiness you brought me, and so many others over the years. What did my boy have to say? Even when he's gone, he's looking out for us. I know I've been nothing but a nuisance to you, but do you think you could go and pick up that package for me? Thank you so much. It's for a good cause, Fred, it's for a good cause. Whew. Then what a pleasant surprise. What brings you to Alagiri? Oh. Right. Slash say, rekindle the flames of hope. Ah, yes, for our hearts and homes have been called for far too long. I assumed this was meant for some nefarious end when that soldier from the Skulls gave this to me. I always kept it close out of habit, but no one ever came to claim it. I see, so he sacrificed himself for the resistance. Please give his family my condolences. Right, let's go to the other place. Jesus. Man lies dead, the victim of an attack by some wild creature. Christ. Well, that was, I mean, I kind of expected to find maybe not an amazing thing, but the fact that it's just a dude mauled to death. Yeah. Well. Rip. You'll be missed. Stuck in the mood. Slaughter Y5. 5-year energy. The names of these fates are sometimes so freaking good. I lie down. I used to not really like this song. Like, it's still, I think, one of my least favorite area songs in Stormblood. But it is charming now, and it fits the overall area. There's actually, up until this point, there's only one song in the entire game that I like absolutely just don't like. One area in this game has a song that I just do not appreciate at all. In any way, shape, or form. Vegetables? No. Honey syrup. This thick sweet syrup said to be irresistible to morphos. Hello. The Magitech is back. A generous serving of fresh, glistening vegetables just begging to be eaten by one winged ffXIV. You sense a hostile presence. Oh yeah, I had paralytic powder. I'm just over leveled, so I just hit it in the face. Right. Well. Evil eye, how I wish you were mine. Well, did you get it? Is it unblemished? Baneful energy irradiates from this bloody orb. Yes, it's perfect how just gazing it into this foreboding orb sends a chill through my soul. As my dear departed Nana used to say, if you want the nastiest curse, use the eye of a ffXIV. Right, revenge is nigh, you imperial bastards. May the fleas of 1,000 jalmels infest your nethers. What in the... Did you get the scales? A shimmering pile of scales gathered from the wings of a purple mortar. Oh, these are just... See how they shimmer in the light? Be perfect for crafting glamour prisms. It's most my job to scrub the floors of the army's barracks and such. You wouldn't think that a particularly challenging task until you find yourself mopping up the blood of your countrymen. I meant to put those dark days behind me by trading in things made of beauty and light. That's why I wanted those scales. Thank you for your help. I hope that the same brightness you brought me will shine down on you when all's said and done. Well, did you find him? I have a mind to give that reckless bugger a good... He's dead! God damn it, and damn Roger in particular. My mate went to his temple to atone. That's taking it a bit bloody far. Knowing our countrymen were out there fighting and dying for freedom, while we shuffled along like packed beasts for the Empire, where's down a man's soul? My friend heard how the Fist of Roger disciples would perform hard labor at the temple to expunge their sins. It got into his head to do the same. It's not like I was happy with our lot either, but we were born under imperial rule. You did things their way or you died. not giving up. I'll bear the guilt and the glares of my countrymen and live a life full enough for the both of us. Thank you for letting me know of his fate. Were you able to find the flowers I asked for? These golden flowers are named for their relation to the deity of destruction. Beautiful, aren't they? It's said that they only grow in spots that have been struck by the destroyer's lightning, rare and precious, just like she was. I'm sorry, I cannot bear to speak her name. She did not believe in the gods, and I know nothing of her homeland's customs, but I would honor her memory all the same. I will take this bouquet and lay it down at the place where we often met in Specula Imperators. That was where I worked, and where she was stationed. Thank you for your kindness. I will mention you to her in my prayers. I just noticed that we have reached the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of just I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're going to go and deal with him in a bit of a next episode we're going to go and do more side quests. Yeah, that's it really. Adios.